with Tom Flatley and Paul Doherty. Let's take a look at the road to the championship for these two teams. Ward Melville, the defending Suffolk County champ. They went very far last year. Were the Long Island champs, beat Farmingdale. This year they have lost just once, and they defeated Harborfields 9-2 at Huntington 7-5. Smithtown East overwhelmed Hills East 15-5, and Smithtown West by a score of 12-3. Ward Melville 16-1, Smithtown East 18-0. Ward Melville's only lost against Smithtown East. There you look at the Patriots goalie, and he'll have to have a big game today. That's Hal Newman. And Smithtown East getting set with Chester Pergan, their goaltender. 0-0, both outstanding keepers, and we're ready to go. Face off with Pat Fox, number 30 for Ward Melville. An outstanding face-off man against Larry Socher, number 42. And we are underway here on this wet field, and we'll see if it's a factor. And the Smithtown East club comes up with the ball, but taken away by Fox. Over to Malcolm Anderson. Outstanding defensive midi, Anderson. And we'll talk about the zone defenses set up by both teams, Tom.
Yeah, Barry, I think that's Tiger McKinnon this year. I think Malcolm played for Hobart this year. Just as fast and just as tough.
Outstanding basketball players, both of them. Back out it goes to Fox. Has it taken away, and Smithtown East likes the transition game, and here they come. On the attack, number 42, Larry Socher dropping it off. Peter Fink is 17. Watch him in front of the cage. He's an excellent player. Adam Puritz, number 2. He is a big scorer, 51 goals. This is Fink, 17. And we got a whistle, and let's give you the officials. Jack Schoppmeyer, Charlie Erlanger, Dick Darmody, and Paul Schulman.
Barry, that was called by the bench official, and it was an illegal substitution there on the part of Smithtown East, and it's a needless turnover.
So Smithtown East turns it over. These two clubs, as you figured, Paul and Tom figured to be a low-scoring game. They're very good defensively. Both want to hold the ball and deny the other team. Smithtown East obviously would like a little faster pace because they have the better attack.
Well, I think they have the better attack. They may be a little bit sharper on attack because they're also stronger physically. They're more well-built kids, whereas Ward Melville is a darting type of attack.
All right, so this is Hal Newman, the keeper, against this ride here of Smithtown East as he drops it off. Number 31 is Mike Fisher. Ward Melville with an outstanding defensive unit. They're good at clearing. Short pass up the near side.
Smithtown East Barry is using a 6-man zone without a lot of pressure there. It's not going to take the ball away a lot, but they shouldn't get hurt using it.
Tom Kelly, number 10, one of the two Kelly twins, identical twins. Dropping it off, it goes behind as they control out in front, and a score as the Kelly youngster Tom Kelly gets his 19th goal of the year. Number 10, Tom Kelly, and the Patriots jump in front 1-0.
Kelly was wide open in the crease area, Barry. Had an easy left-handed shot there. He's a great target in the crease. That junior midfield of Ward Melville's is huge. The Kelly boys plus Wilkins.
Good sticks.
It's a good feed, as you'll see here.
Pounder.
The crease was wide open against the Smithtown zone, and they're not putting much pressure on the feeder, which gives them plenty of time to find it.
That's Mike Nagel, 5, right. Dropping it off.
He goes behind the point. Joe Cuso said they wanted to work from the point, and that's where he is right now. And plenty of room in there, and they're going to use the 2 men on the crease most of the night.
Nagel gets the assist, and the Patriots come up with the face-off. They've been doing a lot better later in the season on face-offs. They're not traditionally an outstanding face-off team, Ward Melville. And Smithtown East has dominated face-offs. Larry Socher dominated earlier the first time they played in that department. But the Patriots with the ball trying to go up by 2. An errant pass thrown away by Mike Nagel. And it goes over the sideline, and it'll be Smithtown East ball. Paul?
I think that you're going to see a little bit of domination from this junior midfield of Ward Melville. They came on towards the end of the season. I think they had played together in junior high, but as JV they played, and a lot of those kids don't get chances to play because of the quality of program until they're junior.
Well, this is interesting because normally it's a senior-dominated team, but Joe Cuso has been forced to go to these juniors. John Wilkins, midfielder with 23 goals, Kelly now with 19, and his brother Mike Kelly with 9. So they're the offensive middies. Fox, Reyes, and McKinnon, the defensive midi unit. Smithtown East trying to clear it. Chester Pergan getting it up, the goalkeeper.
Ward Melville using a very similar type of ride, Barry.
And the Patriots come up with it. That's Pat Fox.
They were offside.
Those lines, that center line especially, is very, very hard to see out there, and I think the fans will notice that on TV.
I think that line's left over from St. Patty's Day. Green on green.
Wet weather conditions. Rain at the moment has stopped. And you're looking at the coach, Lou Antonetti, has done an outstanding job. Formerly coached at Smithtown West for 5 years, was JV coach at Smithtown East, and came over 5 years ago, has won several games in his outstanding career, 106 wins.
That last shot on camera was Kevin Huff, assistant coach, played here at Hofstra and for the Long Island Lacrosse Club, and his brother playing on this team.
So we're just about set to go here as Smithtown East will put it in play against this aggressive ride. Now they'll bring it, trying to get across midfield. Smithtown East, number 14. That is Tommy Hogue. Number 40 in there is Bob Stenga. They'll run with 3 midfields. A shot and a good save that time by the goalkeeper, Hal Newman. And it'll be Newman looking to clear here. That last shot by Danny Cole. Cole had a broken collarbone, missed the last 3.5 weeks. This is his first game back. Number 22 for the Smithtown East Club.
They're going to spot him with that first midfield unit, Barry.
Had 3 goals on the year. We have a timeout taken on the field right now with Ward Melville leading 1-0. Recapping that goal, Tom Kelly, his 19th from Nagel at 1:22. And this is something that Ward Melville never did the first time they met Paul Daugherty. They fell behind and were never really able to make up their ground.
Well, one of the factors that day was that it was played on natural turf, and getting behind on that is very difficult.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. This is the Long Island Sports Network.
A few years ago, I set out to create the finest circus in America, the Big Apple Circus. 1 ring, big top 10, audience this close. I wish I could show you how thrilling it is to see aerialists right in front of you, and acrobats. You'd think they'd end up in your lap. You think you've seen elephants? You're so close, the audience is almost a part of the show. The New York Times said that. I didn't make it up. Make up!
The Big Apple Circus at Hofstra University. For tickets, call Charge It 944-9300.
Apple Bank welcomes the Big Apple Circus to Long Island and is sponsoring a benefit performance the evening of June 5th, with the proceeds going to the International Games for the Disabled. Apple Bank is pleased to take part in bringing you these 2 exciting events.
Underway here, Smithtown East with a shot, and the save made by Ward Melville's Hal Newman as they battle for it behind. Adam Puritz picks it up, and they'll look to set it up again. Back behind the cage to Puritz, or check it to Peter Fink, 17. Number 14. This is Huff taking the shot, the bounce shot, good save. It goes out, and it'll still be Smithtown East ball.
They had the Ward Melville zone a little out of order that time. They had several opportunities. Huff kept going in. Nobody picked him up.
Well, the key to against the zone is moving it quickly, isn't it, to find that open man?
I think it is, and also skipping the adjacent man whom they try to cut off. Skip him and go to the next man, and you create problems.
And don't sit in one set the whole night. Move around, have people in different places.
This is Huff.
See how they're cutting off the adjacent man behind that time.
Tommy Hogue, 14. 40 is Bob Stenga. Fink coming out, takes the shot. Oh, goalie didn't see it, but Hal Newman eventually came up with it.
He just played possession. He locked onto the pipe, Barry, and didn't give him anything to shoot at.
And Newman will look to clear it. 72% save ratio, had 160 saves during the year. And as you pointed out, Tom, for the first time in a long time, a goalie played a key factor in the Ward Melville success this year.
That's right, Barry. He's an intelligent lad, too. He'll be going to the Air Force prep school out in Colorado.
Quick hands, big factor, confident, good clearing, very poised young man. Now Ward Melville looking to clear here. This is Pat Fox, who's won both faceoffs. Looking cross field, he's got a man open. Chris Mott, number 2, with 21 goals. Nagel, number 11, they'll work it behind. Loose ball. Scramble still. As Smithtown East trying to get control. That was Mark Pettit, 25, battling for it behind the cage.
And Barry, you'll see, I think Coach Joe Cuso considers his junior midfield to be better offensive players. And he'll use them more on offense while he'll use his senior midfield group more on defense.
Now Stuart Fisher, number 11, another key factor behind there. This is Nagel working one-on-one. Drops it out in front, knocked away. And Smithtown East on the break here, looking to counter. This is Josh Kay, number 3. 5'11" on 55-pound senior midfielder. Good stick. Very heady young man. Over to Huff, 44. Huff with 32 goals. He has got a good shot. Got a flag on the play. Delayed penalty coming up against Ward Melville. And now it goes out of the box, and the whistle. Let's see what the call is going to be.
It's going to be 1 minute for a slash against Ward Melville. I think number 10 there looks like he is coming off with his head hanging a little bit. That's Tom Kelly.
Kelly, of course, scored the first goal, the only goal of this game. There's a look at the assistant coach, Kevin Huff.
He's responsible for their extra man offense, Barry, and most of their offense, so this is his baby right here.
Smithtown East man up this year, averaged 50%. Ward Melville's man down this year, around 80%. They've killed off 4 out of 5 penalties, but a chance for Smithtown East to tie it. Fink will work outside here. What do you think they'll set up, Paul?
Well, it's a 3-3 right now, but I think Fink is going to cut through and go to a 1-3-2 and then run his play out of that.
Smithtown East averaged 11 goals, gave up only 3.1 goals this year.
They'll probably wind up in a 1-4-1, Barry, after all the cutting's over with.
This is Huff, back behind to Fink. Good look in front, and a bounce shot blocked. It was taken by number 22 that time, and the shot was blocked. That was Danny Cole taking the hard shot.
He's back on the extra man unit, Barry. He didn't play in the semifinals last week.
Well, he had the broken collarbone. This is his first action since being hurt. Hogue filled in nicely, but Cole with a lot more experience. Hogue has a couple of goals in the playoffs. In each of the last 2 games, he scored 1 goal.
That back door looks very open from the feet of behind, from Fink to Puritz. Perhaps they'll see it this time around.
Huff swings it back to Fink. Back to Huff. Trying to make a dodge here. Bounces it wide, but backing up nicely for Smithtown East was number 22.
Huff has got a very fine outside shot, Barry, and Ward Melville came out at him that time very quick, and face dodge. Huff face dodged him, then ran into traffic.
Now, this figures to be a low-scoring game. Both clubs respect the defenses. 3:26 to go. Still a man in the penalty box. We'll try to keep you posted on when he leaves there. Must be about 15 seconds or so left in the penalty. This is Huff. Fink hit the pipe, I think, but the goalkeeper came up with it. And now the man is out of the box, so both teams at full strength. Bad clear, intercepted, and Smithtown East coming back.
The Ward Melville attackman should have checked the defender there. He let him just pick off the clearing attempt.
Josh Kay with the high pass over Huff, and the turnover gives Ward Melville possession. Patriots lead at 1-0 in case you're just tuning in. Barry Landers along with Tom Flatley and Paul Doherty, the coach of Adelphi. Tom Kelly at the 1:22 mark of this opening quarter, giving Ward Melville the lead. Let's take a look at that last save.
And you see the goalie just lock up on the pipe here. Not much of an angle there. He just cuts it down. He didn't give much to shoot at. He didn't move or get off the pipe. A lot of young goalies make a mistake and come off the pipe and get beat to the inside.
Newman had 7 saves in the 7-5 win over Huntington. Ward Melville looking on the attack here. And on the check there, the ball goes out. It'll still be Ward Melville ball. Ward Melville doesn't make a whole lot of substitutions. They play 2 midfield units. Smithtown East runs 3.
Well, they'll run 3, Barry. When the going gets tough, though, I think you'll see that number get cut down.
This is John Wilkins, high-scoring midi, number 18. Bounce shot wide, but Fink is, or rather Nangle is backing up. And the Patriots retain possession with 2:40.
That last play is a big sign of development in John Wilkins' game. He had a little bit of confidence problems earlier in the year, and he now really believes in himself a lot more.
Leading midfield scorer, 23 goals this year. He's only a junior, big boy, 6'4", 180. You like that size?
Well, this is a college midfield out here playing for Ward Melville, size-wise.
Wilkins has a good left shot as it's broken up. Race for the ball on the far side. Chris Mott trying to get there first, and they splash into the water over there.
I don't know whether he got that shot off, Barry. It's a little hard to tell with the light the way it is right now, but if that was a dead-on shot off the crease possibly right there, and the way they ran at it, I think the ball came off the goalie and went out of bounds.
Could well be. Long sticks on the far side for Smithtown East. The defense, Mark Pettit, Victor Carver, and Steve Ziegler. Looks like it stopped raining right now. There are no umbrellas up among the crowd. Pretty decent crowd considering the horrible weather conditions we've had. Smithtown East looking to clear here. Kevin Waldron now in the game, number 41 defensively. This is the keeper, Chester Pergin. Second team All-County last year. This is Victor Carver, fine defenseman, one of their best.
Ward Melville's using an attack man to cut off on the zone, and he did his job that time, but the Ward Melville midi didn't cover the Smithtown midi.
Now Smithtown East, Adam Puritz has it checked away and recovered by the big stick of Chris McAvoy, 34, and up the field they go, up the far side. Now Ward Melville looking to set it up here, leading 1-0, Nagel. Drops it off, Fisher rifles it, good save by the keeper as Chester Pergin came up with it nicely. And now off the break they go. This is Bob Stenga across midfield, number 40. This is Peter Fink working against Matt Elfine, number 17. Fink's got great moves. He'll be going to Adelphi. Paul, what do you like about Fink?
I like that he sees the game very well, and he's a real solid kid. He takes a good check and can run through it.
Tom Hogue had his shot stopped by the goalkeeper Newman. Now Fink out in front. Broken up as the partial shot was taken by Bob Stenga. And it looks like we have a push call.
Yeah, got a flag for a push over here. It looked like he got pushed as he got the shot off. The flag was a little late coming down. Smithtown East is going to have their second man up. Coming up here, you'll see the replay. There's a good hard outside shot. There's absolutely no screen on the goalie. He sees it coming all the way. Smithtown East does a good job here coming up with a ball. Fink does a good job of this. Gets the pass off, and you'll see the foul right here as he's pushed by, looked like number 19 got him in the rear right there. 19 or 49.
All right, so we have a penalty, second opportunity for Smithtown East. They were 0 for 1 so far. In the man up, 54 seconds to go in this first quarter. Huff to Fink. Swing it outside.
Larry Hurley's in there in the extra man playing. He's an excellent cutter.
Good crease man. Pass in front, batted away. Bob Stenga will pick it up. 35 seconds to go. We'll keep an eye on the penalty as well. Fink. High pass. Got away.
So Ward Melville, I
think the goalie got a piece of that, which is part of his job.
So Smithtown East retains possession, 27 seconds to go in the quarter. And the Patriots will now make substitutions. We're all even as they do make substitutions. Matt Elfine has come in. Chris McAvoy defensively in. Number 17 and 34, along with Fisher, 31. This is Tommy Hogue, 14. Under 20 seconds to go. Rifled wide by Bob Stenga, who has 3 goals, 9 assists. Playing on the first midfield, and good play by the Ward Melville. They got to it first. Goalkeeper Hal Newman there, alertly.
That's right, Barry. They have 16 seconds to get it down the field and get a shot. Unless they decide to hold the ball here, they might cheap clear it. But I think the fans have noticed, and as we have, the shots right now are awful lopsided in favor of Smithtown East, and they're being shut out.
9-3, and of course Hal Newman has made some fine saves. They've had 2 man-up situations, unable to score. They had 1 for a minute, 1 for a half minute. Now they've got possession here and an opportunity. This is Mike Kelly, but the pass goes awry, and with 3 seconds, not much time for Smithtown East. They'll get the ball back on the near sideline.
Sometimes that kind of play happens when a team hasn't had the ball much on offense. They get a little impatient when they do get it down and throw it away.
One of the things that Smithtown East Coach Lou Antonetti was concerned about, Chester Pergin hasn't had all that much work this year, and that's very similar to the Ward Melville goalies in the past. When your offense is so good, you maybe see 1 or 2 shots in a whole bunch of time.
Chester's been starting for 4 years, though, so he's had plenty of work as his team was being developed.
All right, that'll do it for the first quarter of action. Ward Melville scoring early, holding onto the lead, and after 1 quarter in the Suffolk County Championship, the defending champs, the Patriots of Ward Melville, lead Smithtown East 1-0. We'll be right back. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
Come into Genevieve's and you'll know you're in a real drugstore.
There's a warm, friendly feeling through and through Genovese, and it's telling you we're doing everything we can do. We'd like to be your prescription store, cosmetics, vitamins, and more. 'Cause Genevieve's is a real drugstore. You're in a real drugstore, Genovese.
NBC's young researcher, Bob Siegel, probes Washington for straight answers to tough questions. Bob's a total media person and credits his skills to Adelphi University and professors like Paul Pitkoff, an award-winning filmmaker who prepares his students to solve communications problems. The answers Bob got at Adelphi helped prepare him for his career. Maybe you'll find your answers at Adelphi, too.
Back at Hofstra University Stadium, Suffolk County Championship, Ward Melville leading Smithtown East 1-0. Paul, you, I know, were, of course, involved down at the game the other day. You were down to see the Johns Hopkins games, and we'll talk about that in just a moment, the victory over Syracuse. But let's take a look at the New York State rankings right now. And very interesting indeed. The Long Island schools are doing well, but of course ranked number 1. No surprise, Paul, West Genesee, Smithtown East, Ward Melville 2 and 3, Manhasset 4, Yorktown 5, and the rest of the top 10, Fairport, Huntington, Garden City, Henninger, and Farmingdale. How about that West Genesee club?
Well, they're great fundamentally year in and year out. They play all year round. They have a great summer box program, and this year they happen to be dominated by juniors. Not seniors, interestingly enough.
And the New York State Championship will be played right here at Hofstra University Stadium on June 9th. Mark that date down. We'll be here with the LISN, but we'd like to see a lot of you folks come out here, show the rest of New York State that Long Island can support us championship.
And Barry, that game, if West Genesee is in it, will give them a chance to break the 91-game winning streak of Sewantica. That would be victory 92 if they go all the way.
Tom, I know who you'll be rooting for in that game. Your old team, Sewantica, of course, had the record and still has it right now until possibly Genesee will break it. All right, Smithtown East with the ball, looking to tie it up here.
Flag on the play.
Delayed penalty coming up against Ward Melville. Puritz, who has not much of the offense, dropping it back outside. The shot blocked. Now a rather good defensive play by that excellent defensive midfielder for Ward Melville, number 25, Tiger McKinnon. He blocked that shot beautifully.
He's a tough kid. He gets up and down the field and does a super job defensively.
Tiger about 6'3". He'll be going to Towson. Excellent football and baseball player. Played very well last year. And of course, Malcolm Anderson, another star basketball player who went on to play and did an outstanding job in lacrosse for Ward Melville's Joe Cuso. A little bit of a discussion going on around the crease area, gentlemen.
Looked like there might have been some tape there left by the Smithtown goalie. I'm looking at the crease he's standing in now. I don't see any down there, but some goalies will put tape down on the crease on AstroTurf to mark their location.
Paul, anything you'll see the Smithtown East try to put a little more pressure on? Their shot selection wasn't that good, even though they had quite a few shots on goal.
I think it may be just a little nervousness. That first quarter, they got behind early and felt a little pressure possibly, and were a little anxious on the shots. I think if they settle down and relax a little bit, they'll have a good opportunity. I look for them to look for Puritz a little bit more.
All right, here's Puritz, number 2 on the near side, number 2 with 51 goals. That's Hurley, 23. Back to Puritz. Back behind the cage, Fink, good look. A shot by Hurley, good stop. Al Newman again comes up with a good save. He's had 12 shots directed at him, and he stopped all of them. Now a little bit of a problem for Ward Melville. They finally pick it up. That's Elfine.
McKinnon should try to run it out here.
McKinnon with the great speed. And they've got an opportunity in front. Nagel fires wide. May have had a piece of it, the defender, but a great setup, a great look for Mike Nagel.
It was a good slide in reaction to that fast break opportunity that came off that deflected pass.
Let's take a look at that play again.
So it's a broken situation. The ball gets through to on a 3-on-2 situation here. Nagel gets checked a little bit there and harassed by number 41, Kevin Waldron there, which prevented the goal.
Pergan did a great job of coming out to cut down the angle, too. He was outside the crease on the shot.
All right, this is Ward Melville's Chris Mott dropping it off to Mike Nagel. Looking to set it up. Fisher, number 11. Stuart Fisher with 27 goals. Mott with 21. Nagel with 28. That junior midfield, their strong offensive midfield unit is in. Kelly has trouble. It's batted away off the ground ball. Trying to come up with it was Kenny Waldron, 41. But it's Smithtown losing possession. Nice play. This is Fisher off that very fine play by Chris Mott to come up with it, but they say Mott stepped out.
That's right. Going to go the other way. On that last offensive sequence, Larry Soker by Smithtown East made a very nice defensive slide. You see on the sideline here the action coming up. Good hit right there.
Good hustle by Mott. Let's see, did he step out? Yes, he did.
See it on the goal line right there.
Right.
Right foot.
So back to live action as Smithtown East looks to clear. Chester Pergin. He's got Kenny Waldron, 41, back there with him, along with 25, Mark Pettit. This is Waldron. Now Waldron looking to clear. Look at Pergin go upfield, helping out on the clear here. They have nobody back in goal. Now Pergin will drop back as they cross midfield.
Good patience on that clear.
Smithtown East in control. Danny Cole is 22. This is Huff to Fink, checked hard by big number 34, Chris McAvoy, one of the top defensemen in Suffolk County. Outstanding player, Chris McAvoy. And Chris will be going to Hobart.
I think he was their 4th defenseman last year, Barry, and got some playing time.
So now Ward Melville countering here as they come down with the big sticks. Now the Elfine will drop back across midfield, and the midfielder will replace him. This is Nagel looking for help. Check behind, knocked away by number 13, Victor Carver. Carver trying to come up with it. He's checked hard, and the ball goes over to the Patriots.
It's good pressure on the ride. His teammates didn't give him much of an outlet there. He was being doubled. Somebody's got to come to his help there, Barry.
Part of the crowd that's braved the weather here. The crowd continues to build. Ward Melville and Smithtown East, 2 Suffolk County neighboring schools. Great traditions in lacrosse over the years. Ward Melville has been county champs several years. And we'll tell you about the years they've won: 74, 76, 77, 78, and 80. Smithtown East looking for their first county championship.
Joe Cuzo's won 278 games, Barry, in his tenure since 1969 at Ward Melville.
Marvelous record. This is Fisher. Bounce shot wide, but backing up is Ward Melville, and they'll retain possession. Nagel back there. 6:34 to go here in the first half. As expected, gentlemen, a low-scoring game. Ward Melville sitting on that 1-0 lead that they obtained at the 1 minute and 22-second mark. This is Fisher with Nagel playing behind.
There's room in that crease if they keep moving him back and forth.
Off the stick of Mike Kelly, the twin brother, and they look for the unsettled, and they do get it. This is Russ Carver, 24, dropping it off. They swing it, and the shot and a score for number 44, Kevin Huff. Check that, Stephen Huff. His brother, of course, Kevin played. He's the assistant coach. Stephen Huff with his 33rd goal of the year, 59th point. And finally, Smithtown East, off the unsettled situation, comes up with a goal.
Well, they created their own break by good defensive pressure.
Yeah, in the replay here, you'll see McAvoy gets a good check on Huff, but Huff's strength really makes this goal here. Ward Melville gets in tight and makes a nice slide, and here comes McAvoy over. Maybe a little out of control or the wetness, but Huff takes the check, steps around, and he's got an underhand shot like cannon, just like many of his brothers had. He's the 4th brother, Barry, by the way, to play there.
A lot of them feel it may be the best still to come. He's only a junior, and he'll be around. All right, Smithtown East now with the momentum after winning that faceoff. This is Russ Carver who set up that last goal. They'll swing it to the far side to Peter Fink. Fink isolating against Matt Elfine. Fink very quick. He'll be going to Adelphi to play for Paul Dougherty next year. Now loses, battles again with the big stick of Elfine. And Fink comes up with it. Fisher trying to get him, the backer, and he goes out. So good pressure defensively, and they force the turnover.
Yeah, that time, Barry, Smithtown East was changing midfielders when Fink decided to try to go to the goal. They were playing 4 against 6, and it left Ward Melville free to double. And
indeed they did. Time of that last goal, 3:48. Steve Huff is 33rd from Russ Carver, and we're deadlocked at 1 apiece. Smithtown East beat Ward Melville 5-2 in a rainy game earlier this year, just about midway through the season. Now Ward Melville looking to regain the lead. Elfine with the big stick. They use him to clear a lot. This is Fisher. Now Elfine retreats across midfield. Only 6 players, of course, can be in the offensive zone. Malcolm Anderson now crosses midfield. Check that. Tiger McKinnon. And this is Mike Nagel. Out in front, knocked away. Unsettled here. Who's going to get possession? Smithtown East trying to come up with it. Still loose, and finally, number 41 controlling is Waldron. Back to the goalie, and Pergin. Good clear up the near sideline. Good hit as they play on.
He turned on that, Barry. The ref called right.
This is Puritz. Good look and a score for Kevin Huff as he was standing all alone. What a pass from Adam Currents. And Currents with the assist. And it's 2-1 Smithtown East, the time of the goal. 5 minutes and 16 seconds.
It's a great look, Barry, all the way across the crease. Currents really keeps his stick in fine position when he's working with the ball. And he's able to get that ball off in a hurry. And that time he saw Huff open on the opposite pipe and got it right across cage to him.
So Stephen Huff scores his second goal. Adam Currents with the look. As you mentioned earlier, Tom, timeout now taken on the field. Currents had 12 goals, 5 assists in the 2 playoff games. So timeout taken on the field right now with Smithtown East leading by a score of 2-1. We'll be right back. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
The university, locus for clear and consistent thinking, the appreciation of our cultural heritage, the advancement of knowledge, the intellectual growth of students, and the essential preparation for a chosen career. And most important, the free inquiry after truth. The university is St. John's.
And you're looking at the Smithtown East huddle as they lead 2-1. And Lou Antonetti and Kevin Huff, his fine assistant, talking things over. Speaking about outstanding players, Kevin Huff was certainly one, went on to play football, start here at Hofstra. You were down at the Johns Hopkins Syracuse NCAA championship game won by Hopkins, and I know Long Island is very proud of the contributions made by a lot of the former high school stars now playing for Hopkins.
Well, there were quite a few key people. Larry Quinn was probably the best goalie in the country. Came up big in the 4th quarter for him from Division Avenue. 3 boys from Farmingdale, Krumanaka, Di Tommaso, and Chanachuk. Actually, Larry Quinn is from Memorial, which doesn't exist anymore. They're now Division. Willie Odenthal was the captain from Cold Spring Harbor. Thomas Engelke scored the 13th goal and clinched it from Sewanaka. And Chris Schreiber from St. Anthony's and Greg Matthews from Chaminade did great jobs on midfield for them.
So congratulations to those Long Island youngsters and to Johns Hopkins as they avenge last year's loss. Ward Melville trying to tie it off the Nagel shot. Outstanding save in front by Chester Pergan. Now they battle. Ward Melville coming up with it. It's checked away. And Smithtown East looking to come up with it, and they do up the near sideline. 27 is Chris King. Has it lost. And Chris McAvoy trying to control with that big stick. He's checked. Ooh, the body's going down on the wet AstroTurf here. And finally, it'll come back to Ward Melville. This is Mike Fisher, the backer. Dropping it off to Hal Newman. Newman did not have a chance on either of those goals, did he, Paul?
No, there was no real play for them. Both were one-on-ones, and he had to come out and try to read the situation. He didn't have a prayer.
Well, Tom, it looks like we have a timeout taken right here.
Loose chin strap there. And McAvoy.
There's a Johns Hopkins youngster. Perhaps he's one of the players, one of the high school stars from Long Island. Can anybody pick him up?
That's Glenn Fidgey, who went to Farmingdale College, was a junior college All-American. He's from Smithtown East. He's a midfielder on Hopkins' team.
And he's back to see his team play in this Suffolk County Championship game. Smithtown East 18-0. They were 17-2 in '82. Lost to Ward Melville in the county finals 14-1. A game seen on the LISN a couple of years ago, and they've continued with a strong program under Lou Antonetti. They lost to Comstock 6-5 in the playoffs last year. This year they've blown away Half Hollow Hills East and Smithtown West to get here. Now Ward Melville with the ball. That's Fisher. Dropping it off. As they look to set it up, Ward Melville's 18 is John Wilkins. 2 is Mott, Nagel, Fisher, number 11. They play the 2 men behind. Fisher.
They could use somebody else in on that crease there.
And the crease man hit hard. We have a flag going down, a couple of flags.
And another one now. Got a pair.
We may have 2 penalties against Smithtown East.
We have a slash on one, and the other one on a different player, Barry, is an illegal body check below the knees.
Kevin Waldron may be the man. Let's see. He was heading off. There'll be some substitutions made here.
You'll see them coming up right here.
First one's Victor Carver, I think, right there.
There's a slash right there.
Waldron 41, or is it Carver 13?
I think it was Carver.
I think he got them both right there.
There's
your trip right there. So he's definitely gone. See if
Carver's the other one.
Carver's gone. So 1 minute on both of them. Excellent opportunity for Ward Melville here in their first one on the man up of the afternoon.
Two-man up situation. So in the attacking zone, they'll be playing two men up here, and let's see what they can do.
Now they like to use a 3-3, Barry. Sometimes they'll cut out of it. You want to work right now for one shot off the crease.
Smithtown East man down 75%. Ward Melville's man up has been getting better as the season has worn on. Was not very good in the early going as they struggled offensively.
It's a 1-4-1 now. They're going to go to
Nagel, and he drops it off. The shot wide. Goalkeeper might have got a piece of it as the shot was taken by Mark Tamillo.
Cardinals in there, Barry. Nobody backing it up, so it's going to go over to Smithtown East. The feed came from this side. The wingman on the other side should have gone behind.
Timeout taken by Smithtown East, so they do get a break here. Let's take a look at that Mark Tamillo miss. Tamillo with 10 goals. That split time earlier. Now coming off the bench.
That's not a real good opportunity when you're two men up right there, especially in the first 20 seconds. And the man from that wing should have gone behind to back it up, because the feeder was on this side of the cage.
Of course, you mentioned the name of Tamillo, and of course, Long Island Lacrosse fans come to mind. Brother Mike at North Carolina.
Right. Michael is an outstanding player and a terrific student, too. He's majoring in engineering down there, I believe, and is a 90-plus high school student.
Well, Mark is a strong player, a bright future in this game, is just learning the game. Good, strong goes to the cage, and you mentioned earlier, once Ward Melville settled on the trio of Chris Mott, Mike Nagel, and Stuart Fisher, they really have been coming on late in the season offensively. Tamillo comes in the man-up situations, and basically the trio of Fisher, Mott, and Nagel are together.
Well, because of the extremely strong program and the large numbers of kids who play lacrosse at Ward Melville, kids don't get a chance to play too much in that program until they are seniors, and it's highly unusual for juniors to get this much playing time, and it took them a while to get in the flow of things over the course of the year and get their confidence up.
Well, Ward Melville graduated 13 outstanding players last year, and we'll tell you about where some of those players moved on to play, including Bobby Wayman at Navy, John Panada at Navy, Bobby Belcher at Ohio Wesleyan. Sean Keenan is over at your program at Delphi. I don't think he played this year, but hopefully next year.
No, he'll play next year for us. He's a good one.
Mal Anderson at Hobart, and we'll tell you about the rest of them in just a moment as we resume play. Smithtown East with the two-man disadvantage. However, they will have the ball here. What about the rides here?
I think it's cheap to ball. They've got them doubled and everybody else got off. Throw it as far as you can. Try to pick it up in the box.
And Huff couldn't pick it up. Looks like they may get possession here. If they get in the box, of course, it'll release how many men?
Both.
Both men.
That should do it.
There it is.
And what a big play that was. Puritz, the pass is behind, and it'll be picked up in midfield. As Smithtown East, Mark Pettit, 25, had it. And now we'll have timeout taken again. So that really psychologically, Paul, has to hurt a team. You have a two-man advantage. You don't get the quality shot. You get it from a guy who just comes off the bench, and then they clear it and get the two-man out.
Well, it is a psychological edge. So far, Ward Melville hasn't done a good job man up, but they are a well-coached team, and they'll come on as the game goes on.
Well, we were talking about some of those outstanding Ward Melville players. We mentioned a few of them. Dave Kohler, of course, at West Point. Jim Gray at William & Mary. Timmy Goldstein had an outstanding year right here at Hofstra University. Chris Walker, one of the best players in the country, best freshman players at North Carolina. Rob Graff at Harvard. Mark Vitale and Danny Hawkins at Hudson Valley Community College. Steve DeLargy down at Delaware, where the national championship was played, and that's quite remarkable. 13 of his players, the two midfield groups and all the other players, the goaler and the attack and defense, all went on to play college and outstanding level of college.
Well, that's a tribute to those three coaches. I think you have to understand that Joe Cuso is the head coach, but you've got another head coach in Bill Martens, and Ray Weeks is probably the best JV coach around and could coach any varsity.
Well, that is a tribute to the fine program in the community. Ward Melville, just about every sport you could name. It's a fine academic school, fine athletic director, and Dr. Jack Foley as well. And it's been a tradition of fine athletics and academics at that school. All right, Huff looking. Good look and a score! In front, what a play! And Smithtown East takes a 3-0 lead. I think the man who put it in was number 14, Tommy Hogue. Or check it, was it Puritz? Yeah,
Puritz, I think, got it.
Okay, Adam Puritz fell down.
He just came in from the opposite side behind the zone as Ward Melville was doubling and was wide open in front. Excellent athletic move to get the shot off there.
Adam Puritz with the goal, his 52nd. He's had a tremendous playoff, had 6 goals in each of the last 2 playoff games to go along with 5 assists. And now Smithtown East opens up a 3-1 lead, and Ward Melville's going to have to try to open things up.
That was a terrific athletic move. He had the stick in the wrong hand and turned and still made a great play out of it, which is a mark of a good athlete.
Puritz will be going to Yale. All league as a junior. Excellent stick, smart, knowledgeable, accurate shot. Plays the crease of the wing. Very versatile player, isn't he, Paul?
Yes, he is. He can feed, he can dodge when he has to, and he's a very good pure shooter.
Now, Ward Melville jumped in front 1-0, held that lead into the second quarter, but Smithtown East has answered with 3 goals, 3:48, 5:16, and 7:56 to open up a 3-1 lead. They're an explosive team, as we mentioned, averaging 11 goals a game, giving up only 3. Now timeout taken by Joe Cuso and the Ward Melville Patriots. And what do you think they're going to try to set up here, guys?
I think Joe's going to tell him to be a little bit patient. As you get a string of goals, unanswered goals against you like that, you tend to get a little edgy, and especially with a young team. Remember that there are juniors out there. He's going to try to calm them down and tell them to work for a high percentage shot.
And he might be getting the 6 best offensive players out there now, Paul. Barry try to work for 1 good shot and get it back to 3-2 before the half.
Well, I think he did have his 6 best out there, Tom, with that second midfield, that junior midfield.
That junior midfield was there.
Yeah.
Sometimes he might sneak in that other attackman there, Tamillo, who we talked about before, who plays extra man.
Well, we hope you're enjoying our Long Island Sports Network coverage tonight of this playoff game, and we invite you to drop us a letter or a card. Give us your reaction to our performance this year. We're wrapping it up with the state final right here at Hofstra, June 9th. You'll see the Nassau County Championship, the Long Island Championship, baseball, the Nassau versus Suffolk champions as well, and the regional lacrosse championships, Westchester versus Long Island, and as we said on June 9th, the state championship. We'd like to hear from you, Tom Flatley, myself, even Stan Kellner. Remember that name from the past, Stan Kellner. He'd like to hear from you. Only if you have nice things to say this time, folks. Drop us a line, care of Cablevision, 3 Media Crossways, Woodbury, New York, 11797. Speaking of Stan, delighted that he's joined us here in the broadcast booth, looking a lot better than he did in the basketball season. And happy to say that, along with Jerry McDougal will be our guest, the president of Apple Bank. We're delighted to announce a new sponsor, and we'll be talking to Jerry about that a little bit later on at halftime. Right now, Ward Melville down by 2 and a big opportunity, 1:20 to go. Nagel, as they work 2 men, Fisher behind. Number 11. Nobody cutting yet in front.
Nagel's going into the crease now.
This
He just went through it, though.
And looking at Kelly, Kelly's now stationary. 1 minute to go. Fisher.
Looks like they've decided to hold for 1 good shot here.
This is Mott, who had 21 goals. Back to Fisher. Nagel, nobody cutting yet. Looks like they are indeed holding with 48 seconds to go. Mott backing it out to the Kelly twin, Mike Kelly. Keep an eye on the clock, 35 seconds. Fisher. Ward Melville defending well in that zone. Under 30 seconds, we're down to 25. This is Mott. "16 seconds. Somebody's going to have to start cutting. Nagel. Working against Carver. And they're going to lose the opportunity here. 4 seconds, 3. And it goes out. However, Ward Melville retains possession.
That shot never got through, and it didn't have much angle on it anyway. I think they have to get another person in the crease, Paul, and move around a little bit more on it.
I think the cuts from the midfield are going to be vital. They were very stationary in that set.
And that's thrown away, and that will do it for the first half. So Smithtown East spots Ward Melville 1-0 lead. They come back with 3 goals in the second quarter. And at the end of 1 half of play here at Hofstra University, Tom Flatley, it's 3-1. Your quick opinions of the first half?
I think Smithtown East just dominated the ball, had twice as many shots. The Ward Melville goalie had some big saves earlier. If not, we'd be watching a 5-1 game.
And Paul, that missed opportunity may come back to haunt Ward Melville, a 2-man up, and they weren't able to score. We'll be back with our halftime guest, Jerry McDougal of the Apple Bank, in just a moment. You're watching the Long Island Sports Network.
Come into Genovese and you'll know you're in a real drugstore.
There's a warm, friendly feeling through and through Genovese, and it's telling you we're doing everything we can do. We'd like to be your prescription store, cosmetics, vitamins, and more. 'Cause Genovese is a real drugstore. Your real drugstore, Genovese.
Break! Nobody gets to be champ without plenty of team support. I don't mean go team go. U.S. athletes need more than cheers for the '84 Summer Games. They need you to purchase Olympic coins. The coins give them financial support, and you get valuable keepsakes. And with the right support, an athlete can reach any goal. Turn precious metal into Olympic medals. Support the home team.
Look at this list. High blood pressure.